Hi there, travelers. This is going to be a pop-up open reading. As you guys know, I am taking somewhat of a break this entire month, working on my classes. I am making progress. Slow but steady wins the race. But I just felt the need. It's difficult sometimes for me not to read cards. I just have to, even when I'm not doing anything, I always have a deck of cards in my hand. Always. And I'm pulling cards and throwing readings and, working with the cards. And so this is just going to be a quick little pop-up open reading. I hope everyone is well. Happy birthday to anybody whose birthday, I don't even know where I am and what I'm doing, so let me see. We're looking at Cancers. That's right, I should know that. So happy birthday to all my sun Cancers out there. Things are returning back to normal. We are finally, I've been able to catch up on some sleep after that week and a half of 5,000 degree heat in my house. My AC is lovely and I'm loving it. And so I'm getting some more stuff done to the house. I'm having some new gutters installed. And that guy's supposed to show up today, and they're supposed to come. I'm super excited about my solar panels. So the electricians are supposed to hopefully arrive one day this week so that they can go ahead and get me off grid or online, however, whatever term that they're using. So I'm looking forward to that. And let's see, Hannah is interviewing for her first job. She's got, 3 or 4 interviews coming up, so I'm really happy with that. She still don't know how to drive yet. At least not without me being in the car, right? So that's the next thing we got to work on. And my garden is really looking shabby, but it's been so hot. Yesterday it was 114 degrees outside. It's supposed to be that type of heat again today. So but I have to go out to the greenhouse, take everything out, wipe it down, wash it down, clean it, and then get ready to start sowing seeds for the fall. So if we can make it here to, I want to say the end of September, the temperatures will start to go down. That's just really, we're almost in the middle of July, if you can believe that. Then everything's going to be okay. So we get a second growing season here. So that means I can plant out tomatoes and cucumbers and zucchini, and then by October, November, I can start planting out lettuces and chard and broccoli and, kohlrabi. So all of those things. So I'm really kind of looking forward to that. So anyway, I have with me the Radiant White deck. I have with me the La Vida Sibila. And we're going to wrap this reading up with the Golden Nostradamus. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I want to welcome you. For those of you who've been around with me since the beginning, I want to thank you for sticking around. When I say this is an open reading, that just means that there's no specific sun sign that I'm reading for. It is simply that it is an open reading. I'm going to open the cards to see what they say. And so the messages may not resonate with you at all. You might not recognize the story. You might not think it has anything to do with you. However, I always try to include something in there that I think that somebody can use. That's typically how the cards work with my open readings. They will always provide something that somebody can use or that may spark something for you. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around. Going to be working on my office here real soon. Yay! And so we're going to go ahead and turn the camera around. And I'm going to shuffle. This will be a 9-card spread. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe some of you guys are picking up on it. The energy just feels really strange. And I can't quite put my finger on, as though the collective is telling me that there's something coming or something happening. I just haven't gotten my indication yet, okay? I know I did the Roe versus Wade. I did the EPA Just something just doesn't quite feel right. So, let's see. Here we go. First card, the Temperance. And I might need to turn my thing off here if it'll go off. Because nothing want to work right. Hold on. So we have Temperance, which I think is an interesting card to begin the reading with. That's a little better. Okay, next card. The Ten of Pentacles. The Six of Swords. The Star card. The Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. The Judgment. Wow, this is big, whatever this is. 3 big major arcana cards. The last row down. Oh wow. The Eight of Wands. The Ace of Swords. Oh wow. And the Magician. Well, that is quite interesting. So we have Jupiterian energy, Venusian energy, Venus, Plutonian energy, and the energy of Mercury. So maybe this might be transits to someone's chart, but this is quite interesting. What is over the entire reading? The Seven of Pentacles. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana, 2 swords, 2 pentacles, and a wand in the reading itself, in the spread itself. And the overall energy, again, is another Pentacles card. So the Seven of Pentacles, first of all, it's a 7. And here I have no repeater numbers. Okay. I kind of do with the Ace and the Magician here. Aces are considered to be ones. And I'll get to that in a moment. But 7, the number 7, in the tarot numerology is a moment of pause. It is a moment of perhaps self-doubt or self-questioning. Do I have enough to, what do I need to do? How far have I gone? What more do I need to do? And can I even get it done? So the Seven of Pentacles typically is known as the waiting for the harvest to come in, right? Although to me the imagery just kind of doesn't say that. If that was the case, I'd be like sitting down holding a basket or something, but that's me. This is the idea that maybe you've been working and working and working and you have not yet seen any gains or rewards yet. This could be the idea that you have done a lot of things, but you know that there's another thing that you got to get done. How are you going to fit it in? So it's not just about finances, the coins. The coins represent the third dimension. So this is the doing of things, right? And so this is a moment of just, kind of waiting and reflecting. What is it that I need to do? Can I even do it? Can I afford to do it? Why haven't I seen what I've seen after I've put in all of this hard work? I still haven't gotten any, that kind of a thing. So that's what's over the entire spread here. So as I said when I started out with the reading, the Temperance card is an interesting card to start this reading with, because Temperance implies moderation. It implies balance. In other words, you've got to balance the fire and the water, your desire, your determination, your focus with your emotions. This is about tuning in and tapping into really what is, in a sense, kind of true for you. I've seen this card show up sometimes when it talks about negotiations, that if you can, you know, come up with a compromise, then everything will balance itself out. But what I'm looking at here across the top, past, present, future, interplay of the cards, is this idea of moderation and economy, whether this is in spending money in the things that you are doing, if you are taking care of yourself, are you meditating, are you getting in tune or in touch with that whole Jupiterian energy there, that Sagittarian energy. This can sometimes be the idea of, what's the word that it just came to me, like being rooted in one spot, but being able to use your mind to, in an expansive way, to kind of travel forward into the future. Here with this Ten of Pentacles, now the Ten of Pentacles normally represents your 10th house. This is status, class, ambition, career. It is the most public house. So I have seen this card show up when it talks about generational money, like a family business that it's been going on for generations and will continue to go on for generations, where it will make money for everybody on down the line. I have also seen this card show up in the sense of sometimes retirement, where you have been with the company for a long, long time. In fact, you've been there so long, people are like family to you. But now, because it is a 10, it is a changing energy. Okay? It changes. And it changes because something or someone is moving away. Now, particularly with these two cards, I'm getting the idea of either not necessarily resigning, but maybe a job change. Maybe you are retiring and now you want to move into something else. That's kind of the energy that I'm picking up here. But here we see the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is this idea of moving from rough waters to calmer waters. I have seen it show up when it talks about traveling around water, by water, over water, near water. But basically the card is saying that whatever your troubles are, even if you leave them, if you leave that situation behind, you're still going to be taking your thoughts with that about what has occurred. Before it was a 6, it was a 5. So I have seen this card show up in the sense when somebody can come along to help you do this. It's a mental card. So this may not necessarily be the actual idea of physically moving. It is mentally moving away from a situation, something that has perplexed you or bothered you or vexed you in some way. But then I come to the Star card, and in the tarot, the Star card is known as the card of hopes, wishes, and dreams. It is a card of healing. It is a card about saying that if you can gain or attain that inner peace. And again, it's about balance. As you can see, I've got the two jugs here. It would be the same as the 2 cups, pouring the water from one cup, to another, but also gathering up the water and pouring it out into the 5 directions. Okay, and I think what the card is trying to say to me, this is about being ready and being comfortable in a sense with maybe perhaps making some kind of change. I'm going to come back to that because the card is telling me something else and I haven't quite figured that part out yet. In the center, we have the Queen of Pentacles. She is the only court card that we have here. So this is not about an earth sign person, and this could be whether you are male or female, identify as male or identify as female, because this is a more receptive energy, right? Right now we have meditation, we have temperance, we have the Star card, this idea of focusing on what we really want and what we really desire. So this is a more receptive energy. So earth sign would be Taurus, Virgo, and or Capricorn. And if not that, then this is going to be somebody who perhaps handles a lot of money. So they could be a stockbroker or a financial analyst, or they can work in a bank, or you can have 3 or 4 jobs. Okay, maybe you own your own business, and maybe you are the one who's responsible for all of the financial decisions or the direction in which you want to move things or do things. So that's how we're going to interpret that. But then we see this Judgment card come up. And so I don't know if for some of you, you've been waiting on perhaps some type of news, a legal issue perhaps. Okay, that's what this is telling me. In which case, I would say within a week to 8 days, you're going to get that particular news, even though this is not a news kind of a card, but that's kind of what it's telling me. I find it interesting that I have travel in 2 directions, even though on both ends of the spread, even though they're both kind of going the same direction, which is towards the future. Okay, this is usually related to travel and business, some kind of business news. I've seen it show up when it talks about an exciting new lover coming into your life. Basically, when this card shows up, it speaks about things moving rapidly and quickly. We don't know exactly where the arrows are coming from. We don't know exactly where they're going to land. Okay, so that's why it's sometimes known as the arrows of love. But it's 8 of them, and they're just shooting by at a high rate of speed into this Ace of Swords. But to get back to this Judgment card, the Judgment card speaks about the idea of taking a look at your life, reviewing it because some changes need to be made. So it's literally about being called to a new type of life. Now, whether this is through some type of spiritual awareness, or whether this is through literally the idea that a new lifestyle is about to appear or to happen for you. Again, there is some news or some message here. That's what the horn and the flag kind of tell me. Help is on the way. I was doing some research on for my DeSantis signs, and this flag came up. And it's quite an interesting thing, and I'll be writing a newsletter about that. But that flag keeps showing up. Anyway, we come to the Ace of Swords. Now, out of all of the aces in the tarot deck, the Ace of Swords is the most powerful card. And so it says that you can believe that something is most definitely about to change. Swords represent thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communication, right? I've seen this card show up when it speaks about contracts coming up. I've seen it show up sometimes when it talks about marriage proposals or contractual proposals. But it is about logic, it is about reason, it is about sharp intellect, but it is also a sword, which could be a double-edged tool, which can mean excessive worry or the excessive degree of everything. But what we see is that this ace leads us into the Magician. Now, I find it interesting that the Magician is the card that we end up with, and it is, in effect, the outgoing energy. And what he's pointing to, this Magician, is he's pointing to the future. It is an open thing. Now, the Magician comes along to say, you have all of the tools necessary to do whatever it is you want to do. So this is about skill. It is about knowledge. It goes back to that idea of working hard. A good magician spends lots of time researching his illusions, practicing, working, and then finally when he's got it just right, what does he do? He comes and he wows us with his magic. Okay? Again, this is a Mercury card, so there is some as above, so below. So in a way, what this card is saying to me is that all of this stuff here, whatever this is about, you're going to be able to distill it down and make something out of it. That's really what I'm picking up. Okay? And even this, the Six of Swords over to the Star card, over to the Magician, it's almost like it's saying that well, I can't even describe it. What I'm seeing is this idea of whatever it was that was bothering you, or whatever it was that may have been vexing you, really is going to kind of melt away. And you're going to be left standing in a position or in a place where you can really do whatever it is you want to do. Okay? I've seen this card show up as inheritances as well. All right? Or some kind of financial gift or windfall, be it like a retirement, a 401k, investments, that kind of a thing. Okay? This magician wants to tell me more. The first thing I'm going to do, I can't look at this because technically it represents a person. So this is you. If you recognize this story, if you understand what I'm talking about. So what does that leave me? It only leaves me the 10 of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords, the 8 of Wands, and the Ace of Swords as they relate to these 4 major arcana cards. That's what I'm trying to say. So there's something about this card and there's something about this card that it's still talking to me. But the first thing I'm going to do, we're going to go over that in a minute. And the reason why I'm doing that is because one major arcana card has more sway and more power over all of these pip cards put together. But there are 4 of them here. 4 major arcana. So that's why when I saw that, when I got to the third card, I said, whatever this is, it's big. Okay, it's huge. Let's see. We're going to go with the 10 of Pentacles here to see if we can garner any information with it next to no. Tells me nothing. 6 of Swords. Okay. Well, this is interesting. 6 of Swords with a 10. Indication of travel, journey, vacation, holiday, even a change of residence. It may involve a major decision which will ultimately lead to movement of some kind. But it also says you are to look carefully at all aspects of a situation as there may be some hidden traps or pitfalls. So look out for unnecessary expenditures. And I think that's why she's coming to center. Okay? That's what that says. But the 6 of Wands also has a meaning with the 6 of Swords, also has a meaning with the 8 of Wands. Indicating that a long trip, journey, vacation, or time away will be coming up. And maybe that's what this is about. It's telling you it's time now for you to take a break on something. Okay? 8 of Wands. It's quite interesting. Nothing about the 8 of Wands. If you are waiting for a reply to a letter, phone call, or even an email, you will not have to wait too much longer. The response could even contain the promise of a new love. Well, we see that here. I don't feel that this is an individual. Okay. Indicates lots of movement, be it traveling or even moving residence. It indicates travel in connection with business. I don't feel that this is an individual, but it very well could be. What is this magician? Who is this magician? What is he all about? Ace of Swords. We'll take a look at him. The Ace of Swords. tells me nothing. It indicates that success is now taking effect, therefore all worries will disappear in short time. Long-term goals and plans should be made as it is a most auspicious time. Put your energies towards new ideas and concepts. It's quite interesting. So here, let me go back because there's something, and I'm just going to have to skim through it. There's something that the Star card and the Magician is telling me. Something else. Right. I was going to say that. A lot of times when people come to me for readings and they want to know if they're on the right path, this is the card that shows up. But here, with the Magician, indicates that you are heading in the right direction. And you have all the tools you require to succeed in this lifetime. Use them wisely. The Magician asks that you act to realize your dreams and ambitions. Isn't that interesting? Appearing in a reading, you are asked to pay close attention to the cards around as the Magician as they hold the key to what is beginning and why. So we see this moving away. This and see, judgment is not just a legal issue. It is about that. It's about judgment. It's about using your own judgment and making decisions for yourself in your own best interest, right? Weighing up the pros and cons, so to speak, okay? Or how you want this new cycle of your life to go. That's really what that's saying to me. The Star card, there's something she's trying to tell me as well. There's something that she's trying to tell me. Let me skip through it right quick. Again, that message, you are on the right path. That your thoughts will become clearer, bringing you a new sense of stability. Recent difficulties will soon disappear and a new, more positive future will begin. That's what it says. This is what it says. So, here's what I'm going to do. Because I want to know what this Magician is all about. This is really because of the number of major arcana cards. Those are your spiritual lessons, whereas everything else is on just an everyday mundane level. How you doing? I mean, what you doing? How you doing it? How much are you doing it? What are you getting out of it? You know, what are you thinking? Which direction are you moving in? How much determination and fire and focus do you have? Are you going to be ready when things start to move? So let's just take a look at this Magician. Again, for some of you, this could be some news coming in related to a legal issue. So whether this is an inheritance, a payout, like I said, a 401k, a severance pay, something of that nature. Okay, for some of you that holds true. For others of you, I think this is a large majority of you. This is really the idea that whatever it is that you've been doing, even if you just kind of feel like you've been plodding along and not getting any place, and you're like, oh man, I don't know why I'm even doing this. But this card encourages you to keep going, because sevens also require courage to overcome whatever that questioning of yourself is. To just keep in mind, in the forefront of your mind, what it is that you're trying to do. Fortuna. The Limoneo. and the alegría. So, remember I said to you, this really to me did not feel necessarily like it was an individual. Well, for some of you that could be the case. But Fortuna, this is one of the most luckiest cards in there. There's only 2 in the Sibilas, and this is about luck. It is again that Jupiterian energy. But if you notice, Lady Luck, this Lady Luck is not blindfolded. Okay? So this is not about blind luck. This is about luck based upon divine, so to speak, intervention. It is also the idea about steering your own wheels. See, the cornucopia, the horn of plenty is pouring out this lovely thing. So this card says that good things will be happening and will be coming through, I would think, no small feat of your own, no small effort of your own. Here we have the Limoneo card. Now, remember when I said this might be an individual? Well, the Limoneo represents, for all intents and purposes, a marriage. Okay? What's interesting about this card is that it shows up in the suit of wands, of clubs, and not the suit of cups. And the reason why that is because this is the indication of the desire of 2 people to stand up and make a commitment to each other. Now, if you are not in the idea of getting, wanting to get married, then basically it is simply the card of contracts. 2 people who are willing to say, yep, let's sit down, let's do this, we're going to go in business together, or we're going to do X, Y, and Z together, we're going to partner up, but we're going to kind of make it official, cross all the T's, dot all the I's. So this talks about devotion, caring, love, respect, and so that even crosses over into the boundary of business and even friendships. Okay? And then we have the alegría. Now, because this is heavily related to travel, this could be saying to me that one of you may be attending a wedding or going to an event like a wedding, an event. You're going to be hanging around with a bunch of friends and family, having a lot of people. You may run into a character like the Magician. But this card is also saying, this spread is also saying to me that if you are not traveling, if you're not going someplace, then what it's saying is that eventually you're going to arrive in a place where you're going to be able to have a good time with your friends. So this is really about bars, making a celebration. I do have to warn you with this Magician and this card that this person may be like a fair weather friend if this is another person. So you do want to be very careful if you don't know this person well, or know them, know them at all, or know them well. You want to be careful with them. But basically, this could be the indication that through some kind of lucky contract, you and your friends and your family are going to be able to celebrate. Okay? But again, it also goes back to that idea that for some of you, you may be traveling, going someplace, perhaps to a wedding, and this wedding is going, while you're hanging around with friends and family, will either spark something for you, create something for you, or you can take this particular event and do something with it. Okay? I don't know what that means. Don't ask. I don't know. They're not explaining it to me. I hope that made sense. Formulate your question for the Golden Nostradamus. That's quite interesting. Long reading because I don't know when I'll be back to give you another one of these. Number 19, the Castle. Interesting. The headstrong, bold, pursue their hopeless dreams, while cowards never act but only scheme. Be bold, passionate, and challenge yourself before challenging others. Be careful of being overconfident, and be sure you understand what your true aspirations are. Oh. That makes perfect sense. All right, so that's what I have for you for this pop-up open reading. Ronitha G, you need to check your email so that you can, I'm sure it went to spam. I sent you an email like 4 or 5 days ago. So please check your email and get back with me. Website members, I'm working on some videos for you for the month of July that I'm going to throw up in the back of the website. If you are waiting on a newsletter, I've got 2 coming down the pike. I'm going to probably try to get one out today. If not today, then most definitely tomorrow. And until I see you again, I'm back to work on the classes. So until I see you again, be well, stay safe, and namaste. Bye.